Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that's just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Before I throw them all over the floor. All right, so your key to the week this week is the Devil card. Now, in a lot of ways, yes, it is. It can be bad habits. I very often see this as the results of bad decisions, right? And this week, it looks like there's something that you are... It's like you're refusing to let it go, right? And recently, a good friend who is an amazing tarot reader and a wonderful soul that I genuinely love said something to me that really rung true. And I kind of feel like this is that. Harley Quinn doesn't actually want the Joker to be a nice person. She just wants him to be nicer to her. She doesn't really care if he suddenly grows a moral compass and starts going out to be a saint to do all these wonderful things in the world. She's not interested in that. She's fully self-interested, and all she wants is for him to be nicer to her. And when he said it to me, I was like, yeah, you know what? I really get that. This week, I feel, my dear Scorpios, and I'm going to be really honest with you, you guys know me, I will call you out when I feel I need to. I think it's one of the things that you kind of love about me. So this week, what is going to be observant, or what you may become aware of, is you are attached to something. You're so much attached to it. It's like, you know what? Yeah, it's a bad situation, but it's easy, it's comfortable, it provides whatever. This week, something is going to be brought into sharp focus, and then you're going to realize, okay, you know what? In the long run, I'm actually... And something that occurred to me a long time ago, this was before I left, this was maybe 6-7 years ago now, after leaving a very bad relationship. You don't just wake up one day and everything's different. Every single day you compromise a little bit of who you are and what you believe in, until one day you wake up, you look in the mirror and you think, fuck, I don't even know who I am anymore. Whatever it is that you are swallowing time and time again, this week you're not going to be able to do it anymore. Something is going to come into very clear focus. And when that happens, you will either then do something about it to transform it, as you wonderful Scorpio beings do, sun, moon or ascendant, or you'll continue down the same path. But at that point, you are making a conscious decision to allow whatever this thing is to keep doing to you what it does to you. And at that point, it's kind of like you can't really ask for sympathy or understanding, because you now already have that understanding. All right, so hopefully that kind of brings some clarity. I'm not telling you off, I still love you, but I've got to tell you how it is this week. For your foundation card, well, fuck me. All right, you got the Tower. You can hang on to it, should you choose to. If you do, this is what you're heading towards. Now, here's where this gets really interesting. The Devil card is number 15. The Tower card is number 16, right? So this is literally, you are on the precipice of a dark night of the soul. And the interesting thing about this dark night of the soul is you have a choice to avoid it, and it really is up to you. And that's not me saying like, well, if you get yourself into the situation, I'm not going to help you. It's more just a case of, it's going to be harder for people to say, you know what, I want to support you, when it's been pointed out and you continue doing that thing anyway. This is something that you're really going to need to observe in your own habits and patterns of behavior this week. You've got to get really honest with yourself. All right, now, if you are a continued subby, I love you for it. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, no, you fucking don't. But I totally do, I swear. And for those of you that are new to my channel, if I haven't put you off already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Two of Wands, right? So this week you are going to be presented with a choice in some way, shape or form. Yes, I believe this directly relates to whatever this thing is that is effectively holding you captive by your conscious exception. Right? That's one way. Another way that this could show out is this is a card of affluence, money, finances. This week there might be an escapist tendency that comes up. Well, you know what, I can't really deal with this situation, so I'm going to spend money, or I'm going to throw money at a situation to make myself feel better. Be careful, because this week you could end up with a bad case of the buyer's remorse and you may not be able to undo that. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Death card, right? Your Tower card was the foundation. And one thing that we have to say is with the Death card, whatever you ignore to end, right? When the Death card shows up, that's how you get to the Tower, right? And so you've already got the 3 cards that represent that aspect of our journey, right? So this week there's a potential for you to go into that space, but there's a potential for you to choose not to. The choice really does lay in your hands this week, so it's going to be really important for you to remain conscious and as separate and or autonomous as you feel, right? Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, the Death card could see a job coming to an end. If this is a knee-jerk reaction, I'm inclined to say think twice, right? If it's something that's been coming for a long time, it's obviously the right time. If you then convince yourself, oh, well, you know, maybe it's not that bad, and you stay put, that Tower card kind of suggests that very quickly you may realize, okay, you know what, I think I might have made a wrong turn here. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whose feelings are you protecting? All right, that's the easiest way for me to put this. The reason I say this is it's almost like there's something that you're refusing to say because you don't want to upset someone, you don't want to hurt their feelings, which, you know, is very admirable of you, especially because I know you guys, right? So the fact that you're even considering somebody's feelings means that you obviously care about them, because if you didn't, you would just, you know, whoosh, sting has come out. So the fact that this is happening, I would say if you can't just cut it and leave it and walk, then you are going to have to say something. If you want it to be healed, if you want it to change, you're going to have to transform it yourself. That's what you do best, right? And not only that, the Death card is Scorpio ruled, so this is you. Now, when it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working, and I do have to say, because it is the Devil card here, your vices, and make no mistake, I say this a lot, and a lot of people like clutch their pearls, like, did he just say that? Everybody has kinks, everybody has vices, right? One of mine, as you all know at this point, I've told you ad nauseum, is sugar. I'm a sugar fiend. Oh my gosh, you can't leave me in front of that stuff. Lately it's been a lot better, I have to say. But yeah, you know, anything sweet or whatever your vices are may get a handle of you this week, and it's likely to be due to something that you hear or something that is said to you. So it's really, really interesting. It's really important that you find a way to manage your stuff. If you have OCD-like tendencies, if you have, you know, obsessive compulsive stuff where you just can't let something go, this week you're going to have to really keep a handle of yourself. And if that means reaching out and speaking to someone, then do so, right? For your love and relations, you've got the Strength card. This is beautiful. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term relationships, your partner is going to see you and kind of say, okay, sweetheart, we're going off the deep end. Let's kind of bring it back into some sort of, I'm not even going to use that word. Let's bring it back into some sort of personal alignment, right? So this is great. Your partner has you this week, and it would be wise to let them make some of the decisions. For those of you that are single, you could be meeting someone this week. The problem that you have is, because of everything else that you've got going on, you may be more mistrustful than usual. Now, I can say that too. I can talk about anything with Scorpio. My Scorpio people, I can have like the craziest conversations with them and it doesn't even faze them because they're attuned to that energy, which is great, right? Which is how I can say all of this stuff to you guys and not have you be like, oh, you know, but when you say a lot of this stuff to people, they kind of look at you like you've grown a second head, or, do you know what I mean? But hello, we're all human beings. Now, if you are meeting someone, like I said, I don't know, it's almost like you can see them and you may even be attracted to them, but there's a part of you that's a bit like, you know, I don't trust you. And then you have the Emperor in your money and materials. This is very interesting. Death card and the Emperor share a lot of energy. Why? Because the 13 is the Death card and 4 is the Emperor. These cards are both ruled by Mars, so I say these cards, these energies of Aries and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars in ancient astrology, that is. And so for me, there's an element here of where they kind of overlap, right? The Death card is the universal law that you cannot get beyond. All things come to an end. Everything has its natural cycle to perish. Whereas the Emperor card represents the human law, right? And you see that motif again later on in the cards, which I'll be discussing at a later date. Anyway, getting a command of your finances this week, of your resources, is going to be very, very important for some of you. Because you have these two cards here, I am going to have to talk about the fact that there may be a death this week. And I'm sorry to say that, and I really hope that I'm wrong, but it is something that I want you to be prepared for. The reason I say this is because there's almost like this sense that there's no getting around it. Something is coming to an end. For some of you, it might be a friendship. For some of you, this could be a family member. For some of you, this could be... you know, it could be a client base, right? Something is leaving your life this week for good. And I want you to be prepared for that. Now, when it comes to your money and your finances, finding a way to be in charge of your own finances this week is going to be quite important for you, as will creating or finding a new revenue stream, whether this is a new job, a new aspect of your business, whether it's a new product or a new service that you're launching. Somewhere that you can leverage your own expertise is what's going to bring you that money this week. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is literally your head, your face, your whole noggin basically, and the top of your jaw. One of the things that I will say to you about this though, just with the mix of cards here, there could be a lot going on in here, and when that happens, the body tends to bear the brunt of it. One thing that I've noticed with a lot of, even though you are Scorpio, but one thing that I've noticed with a lot of Aries energy is people that have a lot of Aries energy, they tend to have stomach problems, things like IBS, you know, all kinds of stomach upsets, and it's usually because the brain is so supercharged that it acts on that aspect. It's just a really interesting thing that I've observed with that sign. The fact that you've got a double hit of that kind of energy really does speak volumes to me. Now, that being said, when it comes to your home and environment, I've got to be really honest with you. This week you may have to defend from an outside challenge, issue or source of some sort. This is a week to lock your windows, lock your doors, be extra safe, extra vigilant, and if you have to, you know, do whatever you can to defend yourself, right? Like, and I'm not inciting war or anything like that, but just be very careful with your person and your home, your sphere of living this week, all right? Very long video, I know, I apologize. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a great week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.